Over the weekend, a massive storm named Typhoon Matmo slammed into southern China, and the destruction it left behind is staggering. With powerful winds, heavy rainfall, and monstrous waves, the storm tore through several coastal provinces, leaving thousands struggling to recover. Typhoon Matmo made landfall late Saturday night near Shuan County in Guangdong Province, roaring ashore with wind speeds reaching around 150 kilometers per hour and gusts that blasted well beyond 180 kilometers per hour.
Destroyed warehouses and damaged fishing ports. Multiple provinces.
As the storm moved inland, it wreaked havoc on cities and villages, snapping power lines, toppling trees, and overturning cars. Entire neighborhoods were swallowed by floodwaters, while emergency crews worked through the night to rescue stranded residents. Local authorities reported widespread power outages and transportation disruptions, with several major highways and ferry routes forced to shut down. In some regions, communication networks were knocked out, making it difficult for families to contact loved ones. Coastal towns took the hardest hit, roofs ripped off homes, fishing boats destroyed, and seawater surging deep inland. Residents described the moment the storm struck as terrifying, with howling winds shaking buildings and rain pounding like thunder. By Sunday morning, the worst of Matmo had passed, but the aftermath was clear: flooded homes, damaged crops, and broken infrastructure. Rescue teams are still working to clear debris and deliver supplies to affected communities, while local officials begin the long process of rebuilding. Typhoon Matmo's impact serves as another reminder of just how powerful and unpredictable nature can be. As recovery efforts continue, thousands are now left to rebuild their lives, piece by piece, after one of the strongest storms to hit the region this year. As Typhoon Matmo barreled towards southern China, authorities wasted no time issuing the highest-level storm alerts. More than 300,000 people were urgently evacuated from coastal towns and low-lying regions to escape the storm's deadly path. Across Hainan Island and western Guangdong, schools were closed, and emergency shelters filled up fast as families sought safety from the fierce winds and relentless rain. The timing couldn't have been worse. Matmo hit just as millions were traveling for China's National Day holiday, bringing the country's transport network to a standstill. Thousands of travelers were stranded at airports and train stations, their plans completely derailed by the approaching storm. Even before Matmo made landfall, its outer rain bands unleashed torrential downpours, dumping more than 250 millimeters of rain over cities like Haikou, Sanya, and Zhangjiang. Streets quickly turned into rivers as the heavy rainfall mixed with powerful storm surges, flooding entire coastal zones. Seawater broke through embankments, submerging homes, ports, and farmland under muddy waves. At the shoreline, waves reaching nearly 5 meters high pounded against seawalls, shattering sections of coastal defenses and washing away fishing boats and small structures. What was once a peaceful holiday weekend turned into a fight for survival as Matmo unleashed its full fury, a stark reminder of how unpredictable and destructive nature can be. Powerful winds tore through cities overnight, leaving behind a trail of chaos and destruction. Streets that once buzzed with life were suddenly turned into disaster zones. Cars were flipped over, traffic lights bent and twisted, and huge billboards were ripped apart like paper. Across several coastal towns, the wind's fury peeled roofs off houses, shattered glass windows, and crushed fragile structures. Massive trees were uprooted, blocking main roads and smashing into parked cars. Power poles couldn't withstand the force, collapsing one after another, plunging entire neighborhoods into darkness. Tens of thousands of homes lost electricity overnight. In some areas, blackout conditions stretched well into the next day as repair crews battled harsh rain and high winds to restore power. In the city of Haikou, witnesses described complete chaos. Howling winds swept through the streets, sending debris flying in every direction. Residents had no choice but to barricade themselves inside their homes, while emergency teams rushed out to rescue people trapped by rising floodwaters. Farther south in Sanya, videos shared online captured terrifying scenes. Delivery trucks tossed over by the gusts and market stalls ripped to pieces. Along the coast, fishermen's boats were smashed against concrete piers, and seaside shops were battered by waves crashing far beyond the shoreline. In Guangdong's Zhangjiang and Maoming regions, transport came to a standstill. Highways were partially flooded, and fallen trees blocked major routes, cutting off access between cities. Public transit was suspended, leaving travelers stranded until conditions began to ease. As the storm finally passed, communities woke to scenes of devastation: uprooted trees, shattered homes, and flooded streets. But amid the destruction, neighbors came together, helping each other rebuild and recover from one of the most powerful windstorms in recent memory. Right after the storm passed, emergency teams jumped into action. Thousands of firefighters, police officers, and military units were mobilized to clear the roads, remove fallen trees, and reach people trapped in flooded neighborhoods. Power companies worked non-stop to bring electricity back to homes and hospitals, while water authorities reinforced levees and inspected reservoirs to prevent even more damage. Local governments quickly set up emergency shelters, providing food, clean drinking water, and medical aid to families who lost everything in the storm. Early assessments painted a grim picture. Roads were torn apart, bridges were damaged, and thousands of homes were left in ruins. Many coastal communities reported collapsed houses, destroyed warehouses, and fishing ports reduced to rubble. In the countryside, the damage was just as severe. Powerful winds flattened banana plantations, uprooted rubber trees, and wiped out entire vegetable farms. Experts say tens of thousands of acres of crops have been affected, creating a serious setback for local farmers who depend on these harvests for their livelihood. Meteorologists warn that what's left of Typhoon Matmo will continue to bring heavy rain across southern China over the next few days, increasing the risk of landslides, flooding, and river overflows. Despite the destruction, rescue teams, volunteers, and communities continue working together, rebuilding, restoring, and reminding the world of the power of unity in times of disaster. Stay tuned for more updates and footage from across the region. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest extreme weather coverage.